This is going to be a relatively quick conversation about paper size versus storage costs when it comes to painting and creating artwork. I thought it was appropriate for this painting that I have on screen because it is a consideration that I had when I began. So I often find myself in a battle between 9x12 paper and 12x12 paper. I like the 12x12 paper better because it's more real estate to paint with. The problem is it is more expensive, both from a storage standpoint and a material standpoint. The 9x12 is significantly cheaper to store and to buy the material, so I use the 9x12 more often, probably just because it's more efficient. But I try to balance that between the cost savings versus the ease of painting. And in the painting that I have on screen right now, this is one with two subjects, and I thought, well, the concept here is one's a little closer, one's a little behind, but they're close enough together where I thought I could kind of jam them into this vertical space, this 9x12 paper. So I thought I could do that. I thought I could be economical. It was a very tight squeeze. In hindsight, I think I would have preferred the 12x12. Just thinking about the math, I went back, because I do these little calculations in my head when I think about the cost, but I actually went back and looked on Amazon and kind of looked on Blick a little bit to see the actual true cost of these things. So the 12x12 paper is $21 approximately for 10 sheets. That's $2 per page. The storage portfolios, the Itoya Profolio storage things that I use, which I'll link a video where I actually did a review of them. They're fantastic portfolios for storage, and I use them all the time. But the bigger ones that will store 12x12 sheets are much more expensive. They're $34 right now, and those store 48 portraits, so 71 cents per painting to store. So if you fill up one of those Itoya portfolios with the bigger 12x12 paper, it's $130, almost $100 just in the paper. So that's a lot for materials and for storage. And of course, that doesn't even include that it takes more paint to fill up 12x12 paper, naturally. So you're using more oil paint, which is hard to quantify, but it is obviously not cheap. So comparing that, the $130 to fill up the 12x12 paper, the 9x12 is much cheaper. So it's $10 for 10 sheets, $1 a page. And then the storage portfolios are much cheaper too. They're like half as much. I think they're $18 on Amazon right now. So $18 to store 48 portraits, 38 cents per painting to store. So to fill up that 9x12, $66, not bad. So 66 versus 130. It's a pretty substantial price difference, especially when you're kind of just doing this for fun. You got to kind of account for that stuff. I would be curious about the additional paint costs too, because I haven't really figured out how to calculate that, but it would be interesting to try to quantify as well. These little budgetary considerations are certainly a factor when trying to figure out which paper to use. Obviously, I have to go with what is more fun as much as I can, and some pieces I just can't avoid using in the 12x12 paper. I just need the extra space, especially if there's going to be a landscape component, or I want to add some scenery, or the positioning of the subjects if it's a figure study is such that it needs a square space instead of a rectangle like this. So I just have to take these into consideration. I think overall in this one, it worked out okay. I was able to get the subjects in, but I didn't quite have all the room I wanted. So that's always a give and take, a balance that I have to find. So that is all I have for this topic. I'll try to throw some links of some of the various things that I've talked about here in this video. If anyone has any questions, let me know in the comments. Love to talk about this topic. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you for the next video.